Tonight, a Target 8 investigation on one local contractor and several unhappy customers. Good evening, I'm Savannah Rudisell.
And I'm Jordan Berger. The Target 8 team received a tip in September to look into Joseph bias with Valley View Roofing. Chief Investigator Jamie Gray is here in the studio with what they found. Jamie?
Well, homeowners say a local contractor has scammed Columbia residents out of thousands of dollars. Tonight, we investigate the money spent with work left incomplete and a surprising twist with where he's at now. KOMU 8's Daniel Litwin joins us live at one woman's house, still left with a mess with the story.
Thanks, Jamie. Well, it's pretty clear that the wall of a house shouldn't be lined with a tarp. But this homeowner didn't have a choice after Joseph Bias with Valley View Roofing tore off her siding and disappeared without a trace. And that was months ago. When Lori Matthews hired Joe Bias, it was in good faith. She had hired him before.
I was getting estimates on roofing for a rental or for my house. Okay. And so I chose him, and he did it. He did a nice job.
Little did she know she was about to pay for work that would never get completed. Bias quoted Matthews $7,000 to fix her wall.
And then he said, by text, you care if I look behind to see if there's any damage.
Bias tore the siding off, and Matthews paid him $4,150 to do it. He said it'd be in by August 11th. The 11th came and went with no word from Bias. Then conversation started getting strained.
So August 11th, I said, are you guys coming out? He's like, oh, well, I'm working on another job. It'll be next Monday or Tuesday. Text again, are you guys coming out? And then I didn't get a response.
By September 5th, Matthews had had enough.
And then I just quit contact because, I'm not going to play the game of lies.
That's when she called Target 8. After a little digging, I found file after file after file that showed she wasn't the only one claiming to have problems with Bias's work. ABC Supply Company sued Bias for over $7,000 for unpaid supplies. Another Columbia resident sued for over $20,000.
We contacted him, and sort of our first mistake was not to really look into his background.
Craig Franklin hired Bias to fix his roof, but things got pricier when Bias fell through the ceiling. Suddenly, Franklin said the estimate was much higher, and after receiving his check, Bias once again disappeared.
We retained a lawyer. We tried to get our money back. I don't think that will ever happen, but we really did it more for the purpose of, ensuring that nobody else would run into something like this.
Trying to get a hold of Joe Bias was no easy task. When I tried to call him on the phone,
please leave your message for Valley View Roofing.
It would go straight to voicemail. I didn't have much luck at his office address either. James Fencing, who he rents Suite C from, says he hasn't been here in over a year. So where is Joe Bias? I dug around for weeks and finally found him. It turns out he's in jail. Bias was arrested in a drug bust on September 29th for possession and delivery of a controlled substance. Though it seems like Bias won't be looking for customers soon, the Better Business Bureau still has tips for how to avoid a surprisingly common situation.
One of the most important things to do is to not give people money when they haven't done the work. So generally what we recommend is at most you would give a third of the money when a job gets started.
I'd say if you're going to hire someone, do some research.
Feel like you're in a similar situation and would like to file a complaint, you can by going to the Better Business Bureau's website. And Joe Bias is still awaiting his first court hearing. Reporting live in Columbia, Daniel Litwin, KOMU 8 News.
Well, we looked into this story after Matthews emailed us. So if you have something you'd like us to look into, email me at target8@komu.com.